tame. I ain't for the south, but I appreciate the wood grain. No one calling me about the north, it's only two, man. I'm in the same building, but the flows and beat change. I ain't for the weekend now. I bought a Rari and I did it just to hit the sun. Wife say, really, for the news, all this meaning now. Plus you better travel when I pull up and you leaving town. So you happy to the game and understand the fun down. I got a flight in the morning, I see what you've been trying to do, and I'm a mission to border. You think I never pay attention? In my mind I'm recording. I'm about to win a ruin all your goals and dreams out of border. Riding and rubbing homies like we run the city. Looking fresh and feeling like a million. Moving silence, you can never hear me. If you got a problem when you see me, run it.
Hello everyone, today we would like to introduce 3 different engine technologies from Proton, Toyota and Honda. Without further ado, let's go.
The Proton CamPro engine, which is also known as CamPro, is the first flagship automotive engine developed by Proton Malaysia together with Protos. The first prototype of the CamPro engine was first unveiled on 6 October 2000 at the Protos factory in the UK before it debuted in the 2004 Proton Gen 2. The CamPro engine saw Malaysia's ability to design its engines that can produce the highly efficient power output. CamPro engines can be divided into 4 types, which are CamPro IAFM engines, CamPro CPS engines, hybrid CamPro engines, and CamPro CFE engines. The first Proton CamPro engines was codenamed S4PH and was a Dodge 16-valve 1.6-liter engine that was able to produce 110 horsepower of power at 6,000 rpm and 108 Nm of torque at 4,000 rpm. In 2008, Proton launched 2 types of engines, which are IAFN engines, which means Intake Air Fuel Module, which debuts at 2nd generation Proton Saga. And another type of engines is CamPro CPS engines. The IAFM is operated by the engine vacuum, while the CamPro switching CPS system is a system that uses a tri-rod camshaft to switch between 2 different cam profiles. One cam profile provides a low buff lift, while the other cam profile has a high buff lift. The low buff lift cam profile is used at low to mid engine speeds to maintain engineering equality and decrease emissions, while the high lift cam profile is used where the engine is spinning and mid to high engine speeds to increase top horsepower and torque. Next, the hybrid CamPro engines, which includes the EV system. EV system means that efficient, variable, and environmental. There are 3 main technologies used in EV hybrid systems, which are microhybrid, full parallel hybrid technology, and continuously variable transmission (CVT) system. Because of the new market trend of having a small displacement engine with a high power output equivalent to a larger motor, a CamPro CFE engine has been introduced. CamPro CFE is the light gradual intercooler turbocharged version of the 1.6-liter CamPro engine.
VTEC is also known as a variable valve timing and electronic control. It is actually a mechanical system to increase engine performance in high RPM and reduce fuel consumption in low RPM. It was invented by Honda engineer Kuo Gajitani in March 1984. How VTEC system works? VTEC system is actually depending on 3 parts of the engine, which is cam lobe, camshaft, and valve. In a Honda VTEC engine, when the engine is running at the lower RPM, below 5,000, the rocker arm will be using 2 smaller secondary lobes, which gives the valve a smaller displacement for opening and closing. So it gives the engine better fuel economy and smooth operation. But when the engine is running at the higher RPM, which is 5,000 RPM and above, the pin will be initiated, pushed towards into all 3 rocker arms. So when this happens, the displacement of the valve opening and closing is actually depending on larger central lobe. So when this happens, more oxygen will be pushed into the combustion chamber and gives the engine to produce a more power output. This means that when the engine is running on a higher RPM, the engine actually gives higher power output. But when the engine is running on a low RPM, it actually produces lower power output. So this is a specialty of the VTEC system.
What is variable valve timing? VVT is a can-facing system that manipulates the timing of intake valve. The way of it manipulates is by advancing or retarding the timing of opening and closing of the intake valve using a hydraulic controlled VVT pulley. It is a different system from the variable valve lifting system or VVL. In simple words, it is a system that adjusts when the valve will be open and closed, while VVL is the system that adjusts the duration or how long the valve will be open or closed. Next is the mechanism and components of VVTi. At the right side, there is a complete assembly of an engine that has a VVT system. So the VVT system is connected to the intake camshaft, not the exhaust camshaft, because VVTi change the timing of the intake valve, not the exhaust valve. At the left side, it shows the detailed view of the VVT system itself. The VVT system consists of hollow housing with, in the inside, it has a VVT pulley connected to the camshaft, and the camshaft consists of a cam loop. And all the system is controlled by OCV or oil control valve. How does VVTi system works? The VVT pulley can be positioned to a certain amount of angle, either clockwise or counterclockwise. By changing the position or by moving the pulley clockwise or counterclockwise, it will change the position of the cam loops by the exact same angle. To change the timing of the intake valve, we need to change the position of the cam loops. In order to change the cam loops position, we need to move the pulley either clockwise or counterclockwise. Advancing the intake valve timing simply means that we open the intake valve earlier. So to change the timing earlier, the cam loops position need to be shift slightly clockwise. And to do so, the hydraulic system need to push the pulley in the clockwise direction. So the cam loops will follow as the pulley and the camshaft is moving with the same speed. Retarding the intake valve timing simply means that we open the intake valve timing later, or we change the timing to make the valve opens later. And the process is the same, but with a different direction of the fluid flow, and simultaneously change the position of the cam loops. By changing the position of the cam loops, it means that we open the intake valve earlier or later, and this will affect the combustion behavior inside the cylinder.
All in all, after considering all the aspects of engine performances, we opine that the Honda VTEC has outshone the other two engines. In terms of engine power, it records the best result by producing the highest torque and power among these three engines. It also shows an amazing fuel-saving mechanism, which is one of the most imperative considerations of local customers. So guess what? Honda VTEC is our winner. Thank you so much for watching our video, and bye.